Last night, Spurs fans, Victor Wembanyama became only the third player in NBA history with multiple 5x5 games, at least 5 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals, and 5 blocks, joining Hakeem Olajuwon, who did it 6 times, and Andrei Kirilenko, who has done it 3 times. I think when it's all said and done, Wemby is going to have the most.
Go, Spurs, go, 'cause the Giants stay.
What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. TGIF. Doesn't it feel a little better after a win? And by the way, George Gervin and David Robinson each had one 5x5 game in their career. Oddly enough, Tim Duncan never did it. Before we get into the article from Air Alamo real quick, I want to let you know we're doing our first giveaway tomorrow during the live Spurs and Timberwolves stream. It'll be a trivia question at some point during the night. And in honor of us 5x5, we're giving out a plush Baby Wemby. Plush Baby Wemby, what's that? Well, it's very similar to this plush Baby Coyote. Boop! You may have seen on the channel. We've given away plenty of those throughout the season. Plenty of these. Not this particular one. He's staying home with us. But looking forward to giving back to our Austin Spurs community. Let's get into the article, though. Whoops, I'm a little off there with my centering. Come on, TSR. Well, it looks like Victor Wembanyama is okay after all. The alien came out aggressively against the Utah Jazz after an unusually passive night against the Oklahoma City Thunder. If you watch his press conferences, you could tell he's been under the weather the past couple of games. Whether you want to attribute the outlier to an illness or OKC's vice grip style defense, the pass is a pass, and the Spurs can only learn from it. And also, we can stop with the bust talk. I'm sure Thunder fans, maybe some Spurs fans were saying he was a bust during that Thunder game. Come on now. It was certainly an off game, but Wemby's back. Oh yeah, he's back. The performance reinforced his stature as the next legendary superstar. And here are the stats right now. Oh, you didn't know? Wemby with 25 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 steals, and 5 blocks. 2 5x5s already throughout the first year and a handful of games in his career. Very impressive. Most impressive. Apparently I'm quoting a lot of things today. However, for a player his size, he takes a lot of three-pointers. He reached a new career high with 13 versus the Jazz, and that's been a problem for many analysts, former players, and even Spurs fans who believes he should be playing closer to the basket. Well, Pop said that's exactly what he wants from the alien. What? Well, let's get into Pop's quote. Quote, absolutely. He's more of a perimeter player than he is a post player, and we want him to be able to do everything. Isolate, shoot, do the whole deal. We can't just do it all at once. It just depends on the situation and what's going on. So Spurs fans, those of you that are tiring of seeing Wemby chuck a lot of threes in a game, well, that's what Pop wants. So let's move further into the article. Wembanyama must do what makes him special to reach his peak. Wemby's size, of course, is one of the big things that makes him special. He's 7'3", 4, 5, depending on where you look. His ability to handle the ball like a guard, pull up off the dribble, make threes, and pass like Nikola Jokic is what makes him unique, and you can't try to take that out of his game. I agree. You gotta just let him play his game. Coach Pop was right on the money when he said he wanted him to do the whole deal. Otherwise, why would you draft him? Asking Wemby to stand in the paint all game is buying a new Porsche and leaving it parked in the garage. You have to get out there and test those features. Interesting analogy. So, yeah, I guess I agree to a point. People sometimes seem to forget that Wemby is only 20 years old. Think about it, Wemby is only 20. We haven't even seen his full potential. He has a little over half a decade before he reaches his prime and has a really good team around him. We're building, but we are certainly not there yet. During that growing period, there will be some inconsistencies as he figures out what works and improves with training in each offseason. Just give him time and he'll be exactly what was foretold. Well, all right, Air Alamo, well said, and let me get into my 2 cents on everything. And honestly, I'm one of the fans that doesn't like him taking 13 threes in a game. I feel that's way too much, at least not right now. If Wemby becomes a 40-plus percentage three-point shooter, sure, fire at will, but not when he's around 30%, and 4 for 13 equates to about 31%. And if you look at his career 2-point percentage, he's shooting about 54%. So maybe shoot more twos. And if you're hitting the threes at a regular basis, then keep launching the threes. But 4 for 13 is a touch much. That being said, a player his size, launching threes is what makes him the alien. It's what makes him Wemby. And we got to let Wemby be Wemby. let him go full Wemby. And I know. Never go full Wemby. But he's got to go full Wemby because that's what makes Wemby Wemby. That's why we draft him, because he's unique, because he's different, because he can do so many crazy things on the floor for his size. And he's a phenomenal finisher at the rim. He tried a dunk last night and almost put up a poster ESPN top 3 type dunk, but unfortunately couldn't quite make it. But the things he can do on the court are special. The things he can do in the paint are special. I think at the time being, he's going to be more of a perimeter player because we've all talked about it. Our floor spacing is not good. We don't have great shooters on the floor. When Devin Vassell comes back, I don't know, maybe as early as tomorrow night, don't know yet, or sometime next week, that should help the floor spacing. And once we get some legit good shooters around Wemby, guys that can floor space, I think he'll work more in the paint, work more in the post, and maybe he'll develop a post game as well, a better post game or the semblance of a post game, something. He'll develop something over the next few years. Get out there and work with Timmy, work with David, and good things are going to come. Last night, it was just, I know the Thunder game was frustrating, but we saw Wemby go full Wemby last night, and I expect him to play well tomorrow night against the Timberwolves, and it's going to be Wemby versus Rudy Gobert, so that should be a lot of fun. Can't wait to be live with you guys, Miss TSR, do the giveaway, and that's all I got. I hope you're having a great weekend. Drop a comment down below your thoughts on this week in general with the Spurs, with these crazy back-to-back games for Wemby. And by the way, I didn't even think he was going to play last night. He's been sick. Terrible game against the Thunder, and then he goes out and does that last night. And props to him. Bounce back after a bad game, bounce back after being sick. So keep up the good work. Drop a comment. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of comments about the 13-3, so fire well with that. Hit the thumbs up if you like support the channel, and subscribe to become part of our awesome Spurs community. Thank you, and as always, go Spurs go.
Wemby.